Welcome to Swogger's Workshop. With AMI closing in, about to start November 8th, we have to make sure all of our rifles are ready to go for our area manager, Captain Hupp. Now, in order to do so, I make sure all my elves are working hard and that this wind turbine right here stays powered and ready to go to power my workshop.
I can't believe AMI's almost here. I'm going to have to make sure everyone works extra hard for when Captain Hupp comes by.
Overage would also aspire for one thing only, and that's to have that windmill power-made rifles that Greenbrier has. I mean, it's really amazing how a turbine can make such an amazing drill rifle.
Welcome to the inside of my workshop. This is where all the magic happens. This is where the windmill powers my shop to make all of our amazing Daisy rifles. When there's no wind in the North Pole? Well, let me answer that question. Santa Claus figured that with the 21st century equipment we have, I put a generator in there. So that's what I did. Me and the elves climbed up to the top of the windmill and we put in our generator. Now, this keeps the windmill going even when there's no wind, and it powers my inside of my house for all the Daisy rifles to be built. Now, windmills have been used since 2000 BC, but I'll let you in on a little secret. I thought of them in 4000 BC because I'm Santa Claus, and I have the newest and the greatest of everything. Well, now let's get into the basics. What is wind, you may ask? Let me answer your question. Wind is created when warm air rushes upward and the colder air rushes down in order to replace where the warmer air had cycled from. Now, when I had to construct this windmill, I had to do research beforehand. It turns out the most effective windmills are the turbines that have a horizontal axis and have 3 blades. I personally decided on 4 blades because I thought that it looked better with my workshop. Being Santa Claus, I have to run everywhere through the world, so I see lots of different cultures. When I have to pass through the solar panel farms and to give the little boys and girls presents, I have to look at them and they just bother me because they're releasing CO2 to the air. My wind turbine could never. So, I decided on a more economical decision to make a wind turbine instead of having a solar panel farm that would have to earn back what I paid for over the span of 50 years, which is just not worth it to me. Also, my wind turbines, they consume less energy and produce more. So I think that's a pretty good ratio to have when working on these Daisy rifles. Now, I previously talked about a generator for when Santa Claus doesn't have wind in the North Pole. Well, how that works, a generator, is it takes mechanical energy and converts it to electrical energy using an engine, an alternator, and an outside fuel source. Now, as I previously mentioned, there are two types of windmills. There are windmills on horizontal axis and windmills on vertical axis. Well, there are four types of horizontal axis windmills as well in a subcategory, and they are the post mill, the smock mill, the tower mill, and the fan mill. Now, other than producing energy as previously mentioned, and as most of us can infer, the windmill can be used for pumping groundwater, extracting oil from seeds, and milling grains. One thing to note about my windmill is that the vane itself, or the blades that turn the windmill, are curved to hit with the wind, to go in the direction of the wind. Well, that being said, it scoops the wind with it, and that is what allows the motor to turn inside of my windmill, turning the mechanical energy into the electrical energy, and then the electrical energy is then used to power my warehouse. I would like to take this time to just thank you for really paying attention during my lesson. Now, it can be hard preparing for AMI, and I understand that. Trust me, I had to make 7,352 rifles last night. Let me tell you, these hands are tired. So I just really appreciate y'all hearing me out. And maybe we can use this video for when I have to train the new round of elves. It would be really helpful for me instead of having to go up with them, because Santa's getting old. This entire belly right here, I'm tired of climbing these wind turbines, so I'm just hoping that this inspires a new generation with good work ethic. Thank you.